All right. Hi, everyone. I am so happy that you decided to click on this video, and I'm so excited to actually film this for you. I just got back from a Walmart pickup, and if you watched my previous video about the grocery store fail, this one was even more of a fail, and I will get into that just as soon as I get into all this. Or maybe, you know what, I'll tell you the story first. So I went to the Walmart. First of all, the order was supposed to be ready last night. So right now it's about 1:15 in the afternoon, and the order was supposed to be ready last night between 6 and 7 p.m. Well, not only was the order not ready, it wasn't ready until this morning. Walmart sent me a message yesterday about 6:30 telling me that the order was not ready and that they would let me know when it was ready. So I'm waiting and waiting, and it was never ready last night. So I wake up this morning to find a text message that the order is ready and that I can come pick it up. So I go to pick it up, and to make a long story short, I actually had to go into the Walmart, which I did not want to do. Granted, I was wearing a mask, but I really didn't want to have to go inside. I felt that was the whole point of a pickup, you know? So I had to go inside, and get this, they could not get their stuff together. And so I was actually standing at the customer service desk for like an hour. It was ridiculous just to pick up some simple groceries. So I realized that the world is kind of at a standstill right now because of, everything that's going on. And, I'm a very patient person. It takes a lot to get me angry. But I was actually getting angry because I was worried. I was worried for myself to be in a huge store for that long, even though I'm wearing a mask, even though I'm taking all the proper precautions, not touching my face and all that stuff. But, people kept touching my phone, and I used sanitizer. I wiped that thing down super good. So that was something else I thought we could do in this video. Is I could tell you some of the things that I'm doing to stay safe during this pandemic. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Annette. I go by Nettie on this channel, but my name is Annette in real life. And I was born with cystic fibrosis, and I had a double lung transplant about 7 years ago, a little over 7 years ago. And so I've kind of become very adept at living a really good life, despite the fact that I'm immunocompromised. And so I've learned how to take care of myself. And I don't just mean like taking my meds. And for those of you who have not seen the video, I do have a video on this channel where I show you the medicines that I take, when I take them, and why I take them. And if I remember, I will link the video down below. But if not, just go to my channel page, the videos tab, and you'll see it. It's actually one of my most watched videos on this channel. So I thought, while I film this video, I could tell you a little bit about the things that I have been doing to be more proactive in keeping myself safe and healthy as someone who is immunosuppressed. Because I have devised a way of sanitizing groceries, and I wanted to share that with you because I'm not sure if you are doing that or what have you been doing. If you do something different that's been working for you, that's amazing, and I would love to hear about it. So please let me know down in the comments below. Share it with me, share it with the rest of the community here on YouTube, and let me know what you have been doing to stay safe and to sanitize the things that you bring into your home. So right now, this just happens to be a grocery store pickup. I haven't really been doing any other kind of shopping. I live in Southern California. Everything else is really closed except for home improvement stores. And I haven't really needed any home improvement supplies, so I haven't gone to any of those stores. So again, this was a Walmart grocery store pickup, and this is how I sanitize it. And I just realized I forgot paper towels. I will be right back, excuse me. Okay, we got our paper towels. Okay, so this is what I have been doing to sanitize groceries, and I don't usually do it on the floor, to be honest. I usually do it up in the kitchen, but we have a very, very small kitchen with about as much counter space as, like, that much counter space, so all these groceries wouldn't even fit onto the counter, let alone my phone along with the little tripod that it's on. And yes, I do record all these videos on my iPhone 8, and it's been really good, actually. Okay, I am sitting pretty far away, so if my hair looks weird, or if there's some sort of a weird shadow on my face, I can't really see it. So hopefully it's okay. So the first thing that I like to do is I put on gloves, and I just got a huge box of them. And so I put on gloves, because all of these groceries are, straight from the store, and mostly I put actually gloves on because I've already obviously had to touch these groceries. But I put gloves on because I use an all-purpose cleaner. And I don't know if you can see this, but this is the Method all-purpose cleaner. This is not sponsored in any way. In fact, I've never actually used Method before, but this was all that they had available. When I was at the store, I went to Rite Aid a couple days ago just to pick up a few little things really fast, literally just like ran through with my mask on to get it. And this was all they had available. So I picked it up. I figured, you know, this is better than nothing. It's all purpose. It's non-toxic, which is very important. If you're going to be sanitizing food, even if it is sealed in plastic, you definitely want a non-toxic sanitizer. And it was a big enough bottle, so I like that. So I'm going to use this and some paper towels. And so these paper towels I also got at Rite Aid, and they're the cheap kinds. They were like $1 for the roll. And I already used, oh, I don't know, probably at least 15 sheets or so. So the roll is pretty small, but it was a little bit bigger when I bought it. Okay, so what I do is I just literally take an object. So let's say, okay, so these tomatoes, for example, they have holes in them. So I don't want to spray because I don't want to get the method spray onto this bag or into the bag, but I do want to sanitize the bag. And so what I'm going to do, let me move this stuff over so I have a little space. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to spray the spray onto my napkin. I'm going to soak it and then I'm going to wipe it down. Okay? So just spray, spray, spray. Kind of get that in there. And then we're just going to very gently wipe it down because we don't know who's been touching these bags. We don't know, you know, if they've been sneezed on or anything. So we just want to wipe it down, especially the part where we're going to be taking things out of, the handle part, and then just set it aside. Now for items like this, it's completely sealed. This is the Walmart brand creamy vanilla almond butter. Haven't tried it. Again, I don't usually buy groceries at Walmart, but this time I decided to because it was just easier. And again, I thought their pickup service would be really fast. Boy, was I wrong. But anyway, so for something like this that's glass and sealed, I will literally spray it on and then just work it around, just really wiping it down. That is what I prefer to do with most of my groceries, is to spray it on and wipe it down all over and then just set it aside and continue like that. I do, okay, so for example, this oatmeal, it is in, I guess you would call cardboard, but I would still spray it because I'm going to wipe it really fast. So I just kind of spray, 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 and then wipe, wipe, wipe. Because I don't want it to seep into the cardboard. I just want to clean the surface of the cardboard. And of course I would do the bottom as well. This is one of the reasons why it's very important that the cleaner that you use is non-toxic, just in case any part of it does seep into your food, but you should really be wiping it really fast so that that way it does not affect it. Now, as far as open fruits and vegetables, for example, over here, we have a spaghetti squash. I'm obviously not going to be spraying it. So what I will do though is I will take it out of the bag that it came in, and I will put it in my fridge, and I will either leave it there, well, probably will leave it there for a few days. I think it's safe to leave. If you don't wipe things down, then you have to leave them for, I think it's 72 hours. I think it's 3 days if I'm not mistaken. But this particular vegetable, I think it's a vegetable, gets cooked. And so obviously the cooking will kill any germs on it. The important part is that it does not come into contact with anything else, especially if it's a non-packaged item that I'm going to be touching. So for example, so this we can just put aside. So let's do these next. So I am obsessed with these sparkling waters that are flavored. So I got a peach and black cherry and strawberry. Oh, I forgot to mention I'm wearing my Breathe shirt, so shout out to all my CF friends out there watching. If you have CF, let me know down in the comments below. If you don't mind, of course, sharing that with everyone. I completely understand if you don't want to share it. And if you are watching my channel and you are not a CFer and did not have a double lung transplant and you do feel comfortable sharing your story, I would love to hear what brought you here and what made you want to watch this video. I'm always very curious to know that. So anyway, and this is strawberry. So I'm totally obsessed with these. I drink them like this, and I can totally finish a bottle in a night. So for those of you who are CFers who have bad appetites, if and when you do get a double lung transplant, I guarantee your appetite will improve significantly, very quickly too. I have gained 20 pounds since transplant. And I'm not too pleased about that necessarily. I had to get a whole new wardrobe, which was a little expensive. But also, I think as CFers, you know, we kind of get used to being skinny. And I was always the skinniest girl in any room, and now I'm not. And so, you know, I guess that's kind of affected my psyche a little more some days than others. But, you know, I'm engaged, and my fiance is he's on the heavier side of normal, and so I don't feel too big when I'm with him because he's bigger than me, which is really nice. Anyway, so I'm just gonna go ahead and keep spraying. You guys can watch me while I do this, and then we can talk. We can just keep talking. Okay, so while we do this, I am going to be telling you guys some of the things that I do in order to stay safe during this pandemic. So number one, obviously, I sanitize groceries. And anything that comes into this house or apartment or whatever, wherever you live, you need to make sure that you sanitize things when they come into your home before you start using them. So what else? Okay, so I have a dog. I'm sure many of you have pets. Every time I take my dog for a walk, I come back in and I take off her leash. And she's watching me. She's literally sitting right next to the camera right there. And she's looking at me. She's so cute. The first thing I do is I go to the restroom and I wash my hands. Before I take off my mask, which I wear while walking the dog. Before I take off my shoes. Before I do anything. She also gets a snack or a little treat every time we take her out, just to reinforce good behavior. And she's a very, very well-behaved dog. I'm very blessed with that. But she likes it, and she's not too big of an eater. She's very... she has her food bowl. It's actually right behind me, and her food bowl is always full. She controls her own diet and her own eating and drinking and stuff. So she's not one of those dogs where you have to feed them twice a day. I did have a dog when I was a kid. I had a black lab, and we absolutely had to feed him only twice a day because he would literally eat the whole bag if he could. It was crazy like that. So I forgot what I was saying now. You guys, I really like making these videos, and so I'm really happy that you have been enjoying them. Video just went live today, and I've already gotten a few really sweet comments. So thank you so much for watching and for commenting and liking and enjoying. And you know, I do this for you. I really do, and so it warms my heart that I can help you and inspire you. And just kind of be there for you in this time. It's especially hard, you know, because as CFers, we're used to not being able to hang out together and to have to stay 6 feet apart, kind of like the movie that came out last year. But I know for the rest of us, you know, it's hard. And if you're watching this channel and you're not a CFer, then it's probably especially hard for you to not be able to see your friends and to hang out like we used to. And like I said in my previous videos, it's been hard for me too. I'm definitely not what you would call a homebody. I love going out, and I haven't been going out. So the number 2 thing that I do to stay safe is I do not eat out. And I know what you're thinking. Well, of course, Annette, all the restaurants are closed. You can only get takeout. I don't get takeout. I love Starbucks. I love Coffee Bean. It was one of my treat things to do is to go through a drive-through, get a coffee, and then, you know, go for a drive or go down to the beach or something like that. I stopped doing that. And here's why. Because well, I don't know about you, but me, I don't know who's working at these places. And because Southern California has been hit pretty hard with the coronavirus, I just don't trust it. I like to be able to get my food sealed and know that I've cleaned it before I'm putting it in my body. And so I have not been getting takeout, and I have not gone through any drive-thrus, not for coffee, not for food, nothing. And I think it's helping. I mean, I haven't gotten sick, so I think it's helping. Where did I put my spray? Oh, there it is. So that is the number 2 thing that I've been doing. And I know it's hard for some people. You know, obviously not everyone can just give up their Starbucks addiction or their Jack in the Box or In-N-Out or whatever it is that you love. But to me, it was more important to stay safe than to have that kind of drink or food or what have you. So instead, I have been relying on coffee creamers. I put one already in the fridge because I had my coffee. It's up there, but that's okay. It'll be cold, and I like cold coffee just as much as hot coffee. So I've been relying on creamers. I also have a whipped cream thing, little sprayer thing that I've been using, and I love it. And you know, obviously it's not the same, and it tastes different, and you know, all that stuff. But in the end, I know exactly where it's been. And I know that I've wiped it down before using it, and I know that it is factory sealed. So that is the second thing that I have been doing in order to stay safe and healthy during this time. I'm going to switch out my paper towels. I Actually, I think that was number 3, because number 2 was hand washing after walking the dog. But I know some of you who don't have a dog, every time you walk into your home, you should be washing your hands. Before you touch anything, before you take off your coat, before you greet your kids, your pets, significant others, anybody, before you touch anything in your home, excuse me, you should be washing your hands. Just immediately beeline for the closest bathroom sink, washing hands, using warm to hot water, however much you can handle, making sure you scrub with that soap, getting under the nails. You can't see me doing it, and I just did my nails yesterday too. But really scrubbing under the nails as well, making sure you're getting into all the crevices. So that was number 2. So number 1, sanitizing everything that comes into your home. Number 2, washing hands as soon as you walk into your home. Number 3 was not getting takeout or going through any drive-thrus. I know it's a lot, right? I feel like our lives have changed so much, and I'm not enjoying it. I'm really not, because even after transplant, I was never a paranoid person, and I was told that I had to wear a mask when I went in public, and I absolutely hated it. And so I wore a mask for the first 6 months, and after that I said enough. And I fared okay, I mean, obviously I stayed away from, if I heard coughing, I'd go in the other direction, and I try to keep my distance from people. So in a way, I guess I've been practicing social distancing, since, well, forever, but definitely since transplant. But just this whole, paranoia, obsession, fear. I think it's the fear that I'm most uncomfortable with. And it's, it's the fear of the unknown, because I don't know where these groceries have been, and I don't know who's been touching them or coughing on them or anything else for that matter. And so I think that's the worst part of all of this, for me specifically. I'd love to hear how you guys are doing, emotionally, mentally, physically even. Let me know in the comments below. I would love for this to be, well, a dialogue, not a monologue. I know that I'm sitting here talking at the camera, and I have no idea for how long I've been talking for, and I'm just sitting here taking my time with this, because I am enjoying talking to you guys. But let's see here. What else have I done that has been to protect myself during this time? Well, obviously, so I did a video, and it is one of my most watched videos actually, about staying safe during the holiday season for an immunocompromised person. And again, if I remember, I will link it down below. But if not, it's on my channel, and it's one of my more popular videos. And so obviously I've still been doing all of those things, taking vitamin C. I actually take extra vitamin C right now. So that's actually number 4, is make sure you're getting all your vitamins. That's very important, whether you take them in, like a pill form, or if you're eating extra vegetables and fruits. However you get your vitamins in, make sure you get all your vitamins, and make sure you're getting a lot of vitamin C. Don't forget vitamin D. So make sure you're either taking vitamin D or spending some time outside in the sun with exposed skin. So I know in some places, like it was snowing this weekend, so obviously that might be harder for you. But definitely then invest in a bottle of vitamin D and take it, because the last thing you need is more complications during this time, especially because ERs and hospitals are so busy, and they have so many different restrictions now with everything going on. The last thing you want to do is get caught up in that. So I have some avocados here in a bag, and you notice I just put them aside. So because they've been tied like this, what I'll do is I'll open it, and I'll just put them straight into the fridge. And now that I'm thinking about it, I actually can wipe this bag down. The oranges, I unfortunately cannot, because it is all mesh. So the oranges will just have to go in by themselves, but the bag I will wipe down. So you just have to kind of use your best judgment, and you're not always going to get it right. And I feel like if we just try, just trying is good enough. It's better than nothing, and as you can see, this is really time consuming. Like, it is not like a bring the groceries in and throw them in the fridge kind of thing. So, some of you might not even have the time to do this. But if you have the time, or if you can get someone to help you, maybe, get your kids to help putting them away or cleaning them, then absolutely, I would definitely encourage this, because these are not easy times, and we need to really, be as vigilant as possible. Trying to think of number 5 for you guys. what else I do. I do all sorts of things. Oh, I've been keeping the place clean. That's very important. And I don't just mean like sanitizing stuff and like washing things and stuff. I mean, that is definitely important. But I mean like keeping things organized in that sense clean. Because since we are homebound, and I guess this is more for my mental well-being than my physical well-being. Since we are homebound, I've definitely been trying to like make the bed more often, keep the dishes out of the sink a little bit more, you know, just kind of doing them right away, because we don't have a dishwasher. So, you know, I try to do the dishes every day instead of letting them pile up in the sink. Just because, you know, that adds to the cleanliness and, you know, the disinfecting part of life, I guess you could say. So anyway, so I'm just going to go ahead and finish doing this. So I got this big bag of spinach with baby kale. I am not really a kale person. I don't mind spinach, but, you know, like I just said, make sure you're getting all your vitamins and stuff. And this bag does not have holes in it, which means that I can clean it. I get excited when I can clean things. So yeah, so that's basically what I've been doing. I've also, as you saw in the previous video, I've been doing more writing and I've also been doing more reading and a lot more watching. I know we've been watching a lot of TV, and with Apple TV Plus free now until May 1st. Oh, there she is. Hi, Bella. You want to say hi? Yeah, there you are. There's my girl. Can I have a kiss? Can I have a kissy? No kisses. Oh, so yesterday we watched 2 more episodes of Dickinson on Apple TV Plus, and I have to say, it is quite an interesting show. And how do I put this? I have been enjoying it, but more as a guilty pleasure as opposed to like, oh my god, this is like my favorite show of the season kind of thing. It is by far not my favorite show. The shows that are my favorites have all ended already. But shows that I've really enjoyed for the 2019-2020 season, and I think they're all streaming online. So if you guys want to watch them, let's see here. What did I watch? I watched The Good Doctor. Love that show. The Rookie with Nathan Fillion. Oh my god, I think that was my favorite show of the season. That was the show that I would always look forward to. And both of those are streaming on the ABC app. So you can watch them or catch up with them. Let's see, what else have I been watching? I watch all the Chicago shows. Well, actually, no. I watch Chicago Fire. Love Chicago Fire. And I actually met the creator and executive producer of Chicago Fire, Derek Haas. He's so nice. And I follow him on Twitter. And so I watched that show. And then I also watched Chicago Med. I really like Chicago Med. Now, Chicago PD is a different story for me because while I do like the actors and the characters, I'm not really a big fan of like the hardcore, straight up cop storylines that they have most of the time. They're a little bit too violent and aggressive for me. So I will usually look to see what the episode is about, and if it's something that is more character building or something that involves some sort of like more of an emotional storyline, I'll watch it. But otherwise, I don't usually watch Chicago Fire. Let's see what else. Oh, I have been enjoying the show When Calls the Heart. I talked about it on my previous video that just went out today. What's today? Today is Sunday, so it's Sunday. So the finale, the season finale of When Calls the Heart is on tonight. And there's Bella. She needs a haircut and a bath. I might give her a bath later today, but I'm not going to be giving her a haircut. So When Calls the Heart is on today, and then next Sunday, I think it's next Sunday, I think it's May 2nd or 3rd, whatever next Sunday is, the season premiere of Good Witch. And that is probably one of my favorite shows. It is right up there with The Rookie for me. Love Good Witch. Look forward to it every time, every year, every week when it is on. And I actually love it so much that I will sometimes go on Netflix and watch reruns on it just for fun. And my favorite is the first season. But I think the first season of Good Witch is my absolute favorite. So many good episodes on there. Not to say that it has gone down in quality, but it's just different, you know, everything. I feel like shows just change over time, and a lot of times their first season or first 2 seasons or so are their best seasons. But Good Witch is still good, and I'm super excited to be watching it. So I also bought some shampoo. Let me just give a little PSA. I do my very best to make sure that I use shampoo that is cruelty-free while I am not vegan. I do eat meat, eggs. Not a big fan of eggs just in general, but I will eat them. I don't see a reason why animals need to suffer just so that I can wash my hair. I feel the same way about products that I put on my face, like lotions and stuff like that. There's just no good reason for animals to suffer for my beauty when there are other options. And so I have been using this Love Beauty and Planet shampoo, and it has worked really, really well on my hair. Oh, that's something else that changes. For those of you who are considering transplant or thinking about transplant or in the process of getting a transplant, that's something else. Your body chemistry changes. I don't know if I made a video about weird changes that happen to your body. I don't know if I included this in there, but my hair totally changed. I used to have super oily hair. I could not go more than a day without washing my hair, and now this girl can go like 3 days and not wash her hair, and it still looks okay. How weird is that? It was definitely something I had to get used to because I ended up like overwashing my hair at some point. And then I was just like, hair does not need to be washed. It's actually like, I just washed it yesterday and it's totally fine. So anyway, so we are at the end of my groceries. And I had some frozen things, but I just put them in the freezer before I even started this video because I didn't want them to defrost. It was just, what did I get? I got fish and some pot stickers, and things like that. But I just, I wiped them down and put them in the freezer right away. And so that is it, y'all. That is my entire grocery haul. And you saw me wipe everything down. You've seen how long it takes. Obviously, it goes a little bit faster when I'm not talking to the camera or to you. But anyway, thank you so much. If you've gotten to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. I invite you to subscribe to my channel. I will be posting more content. I'm trying to be more regular in posting on this channel because I do feel like it's making a difference. And so if you are interested in more content like this, subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I'm going to try to be more active on that Instagram account, and it's just Nettie's Journey, same as the name of this channel. All right, y'all. I hope you have a very good day. Stay safe, take precautions, make sure that you stay healthy, and I will see you in my next video. Bye now.